Hi there, I'm back. I'm shooting this myself, so forgive the poor quality and jiggling around and all. We're tearing down this old barn, and we're building my new barn / workshop over the top of it, because I have to keep all my stuff dry in the meantime. I don't have the luxury of having additional storage anywhere. But when you're tearing the barn down here, I wanted to share some little tips and tricks and whatever knowledge I can, bestow upon those of us who are, maybe considering taking on such an insane project. We bought this place as a fixer-upper, and we knew what we were getting into. And the fellow that was here before built this existing barn out of old scrap metal he got from a demolition site. They were tearing a building down, so he's got some pretty stout steel I-beams there. And from my last video, they were obviously very well in the ground, and I got to give the guy props. The barn looks like crap, but it stood up, and we've had some serious wind and storms here, and it's never taken it down. So it may have been ugly and looked totally redneck, but you got to give the guy props. He did all right for what he had. And of course, the problem with this barn is that it wasn't very weather tight, and I'm gonna try and do this without scaring her off. And you end up with lots of bird nests. And I have a little birdie up there, a robin. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to focus in very well, but it's trying. But she's up there minding her nest, and I'm doing my best to let her. The babies have already hatched. There's 2 pretty little babies in there, and I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, there we go. It's her butt. Trying to avoid disturbing the nest, and she's pretty gutsy. The daddy, he's a wuss. He won't come near the nest, but she didn't actually. She won't actually leave the nest until I actually got to that one spot right there to the sheet metal that was covering her nest. Then she finally flew off. But she, oh wow, you can see one of the babies with his head up going, "Feed me." Mom's like, "Shut up and go back to sleep." Anyway, I'm trying to avoid disturbing that nest till the very, very last. I kind of feel bad for her, and I think she understands. That's why she's not panicking, freaking out, and abandoning the nest and killing the babies in the process. But anyhow, so you end up with a lot of that, which means you end up with bird crap over all your tools and workbenches and everything else, because it was basically a 3-sided barn with no door or anything like that. And he did a lot of stuff like, get this thing to focus in here, stuff like that, stuffing rags and blankets and stuff in around where the trusses went through the wall. And he tried, but it wasn't really good. And but anyway, so what I'm doing now at this point, I'm taking down all this wood framework, and well, hello. There's the dad. He's content to just stand out there and raise heck, but he won't go near the nest while I'm out here. But he did basically a rough framework of 2x4s and plywood strips to kind of make an internal frame. But we're going to take all these down, and I know that most of this is, by the way, held together with drywall screws. Now I know I'm going to pour a concrete floor in here, and all that. But just a good helpful tip. You know, it takes like half a second to take all your sharp pointy objects that you pull out of things and chuck them in a bucket, because that's where they belong. Because sooner or later they will find a way into like very expensive, you know, tires like that on the backhoe and loader and anything else that you happen to pull in here to work on in the meantime, until you get that $1,800 worth of concrete down on the ground and painted with your epoxy paint and all that. But so, you know, as I said, you know, it takes a half a second to be neat. So, you know, do that. And then I have to share one other thing with you here. Talk about birds being creative with their nests. You see, I haven't moved any of this stuff yet. Well, that's because in this paper bag is, I'm going to use my flashlight to help light it up so you can see. There's a bird's nest in that bag. And there's 2 cute little baby sparrows in there. Now, Mama's out gathering victuals at the moment, but she's not scared either. Maybe it's part of my Dr. Dolittle thing, I don't know, but she'll fly in here and she'll sit on the nest in that bag. And I'm trying to, like I said, make it the very last bitter end when I have to disturb the nest. So, you know, of course, yes, I know I didn't tell them to build their nest there, but you know, nature and karma have a way of biting you in the butt if you ever get ugly and say screw it and kill them. So anyhow, till next time, we'll make another little video and show our progress as we tear this dilapidated looking barn down. Once I get all the metal off here, we'll have to do that. I'm trying to do like one wall at a time, and again, make disturbing the nest the last things I do, but I'll have to get the roof metal off and the side metal and all that. And I'll post another video then. See ya.